This right here is Tasneem. She has all these dreams and goals, but here she is scrolling on TikTok for the past 2 hours. And her life and her room are a mess. I heard that! So if you clicked on this video because you relate, but you also want to change, then you're in the right place. Because today, both me and you, we're gonna hit the reset button, okay, on our lives. And in this video, we're not aiming to be perfect and to try to change our whole entire identity. We're simply just enhancing who we are at our core. And we're stepping into the version of us that we know we could be if we had like a routine and we didn't hit snooze like 5 times in the morning. So we are reinventing, but we're not doing it from scratch. We're only building off what's already there. So phase 1 is goal setting, because if you don't have clear goals, you're not gonna get anywhere in life and you're gonna end up being stuck exactly where you are. Phase 2, which is personally my favorite, is we're gonna hop on Pinterest, you guys. And we're gonna take our goals from phase 1 and we're gonna turn that into like a visual thing to look at and to also help motivate us. Phase 3 is gonna be us creating routines to implement in our lives. I think the problem with a lot of people, including me, is if you don't have a routine, you're kind of just wandering everywhere. You can't expect yourself to be productive every single day if you don't have a plan. And phase 4 is once we finally created this image of our lives, we're going to do a full deep clean. So that way we can get rid of any old energy and allow the new energy to come in. Okay, so let's start with phase 1, which is goal setting. And we're going to be writing these goals down because statistically speaking, you are 42% more likely to achieve your goals compared to those that keep their goals in their head. Yeah, I actually need a pen, so I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, what are my goals? I have like a rough idea of what I want, but I kind of need to think about it a little bit more. Obviously, everyone has different goals, but for me, if you want to kind of follow what I'm doing, I'm creating like 3 major topics. One is career, the other is fitness and health, and the third one is mind and soul. So with career, this is anything about like your passions or like anything related to school. For fitness and health, you want to ask yourself, how do I want to feel physically? You might look at your eating habits. It can look like, can I commit to 2 walks per week? And for mind and soul, this is like about your mental health, the confidence that you have, the relationship that you have with yourself, or the faith that is important to you. Just an FYI, with goal setting, you don't want to create like 1,000 goals because you don't want to overwhelm yourself. Because if you create this list of goals, it's gonna overwhelm you and then you're just not gonna do any steps to go and achieve them. So for each category, think of like 1 or 2 solid goals. This is what I mean when I say to try to create 1 or 2 solid goals in each category. For example, let's say your goal is to become physically stronger. Well, how exactly are you going to do that? So maybe pick out 2 things that you want to commit to that will help you move towards that goal, and that's something that's doable for you personally. For example, let's say you want to get into running. If you haven't really ran before, you don't want to be doing 5 runs per week off the bat. You might want to do 1 or 2. Otherwise, you're going to overwhelm yourself and then you're just not going to end up doing it. You also want to be very specific with your goals. The more specific you are, the more likely you are to achieve them. So, you guys, I completed my goals. I really want to hear what your guys' goals are. So comment down below if you feel comfortable, maybe like 1 or 2 goals that you're aiming for, because I really want to know. I want to know what you guys are up to, okay? I want to know what you guys are like trying to go for. I'm going to be sharing a little bit from each one. My career goals, these are very personal to me, so I'm not going to be sharing them. I will be sharing the other topics though. So for fitness and health, ultimately, I just want to have a healthier and stronger body. I used to be a track and cross country runner, so I used to pretty much run every single day. But this year I kind of stopped. And so I really want to get back into that. And actually I have been on my grind lately, so I will say I have been succeeding a little bit. But I do want to make sure that I'm consistently getting at least 5 to 4 runs. With becoming stronger, I want to create an ab routine. God forbid a girl wants to have abs, okay? I would like to create an ab routine because I would like to, you know, define my abs. Okay, let's move into mind and soul, because I will say I do have a couple goals, but they're kind of small. Goal number 1 is affirmations daily. I actually have this piece of paper with affirmations built specifically for me and what I want to like rewire in my subconscious. And honestly, I think affirmations are good for anybody, especially if you do it straight in the morning or right before you go to sleep, because it does help rewire your brain for positive beliefs. I want to get back into writing things that I'm grateful for at the end of the day. I always do it like verbally, but I think there's just something about doing it like when you're writing it down. I also want to do one thing that scares me per week. like maybe complimenting somebody in public, because I feel like it would really help with my confidence. And also, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of struggle with like public speaking, or just like, I don't know, just something about being in public and like speaking to people I don't know. I start stuttering. It's really bad. So hopefully with this, it'll help gain confidence. Another goal of mine is to get closer to God. So this looks like praying more often and reading the Quran, because if you guys don't know, I am Muslim. And my last goal is to start reading more self-development books. I used to be really into this during junior year, but I don't know what stopped. I think I just got busy. But if I can just read right before bed instead of scrolling, especially, oh my god, you guys, I literally scroll so much before sleeping, which is super bad, super bad. So if I can replace some of that time with reading and doing something productive, like, let's do it. Also, the goals that I set for myself is based like within like a 6-month like radius. So hopefully by the end of these 6 months, I will have established these habits and these goals for career or getting my dream body. I think I forgot one of the most important steps when reinventing yourself. And before we even go on Pinterest, I kind of created like this empty like page. And on this page, you're gonna visualize your highest self. So you're gonna write down like, what's her traits? Is she someone who's very sophisticated and educated? Maybe very funny or like kind? And then make a list of like her aura, okay? Like, what does she give off? Is she giving off mysterious? Is she giving off like kind and warm? And then physically, how do you physically want to look like? Do you see yourself with a certain haircut? Maybe it's very short hair. Maybe you want to grow your hair out. Maybe you want to get more fit. How does her style look like? Is she into streetwear? Is she into maybe a lot of dresses? Does she wear a lot of sporty clothes? Also her habits. What does she do every single day to go after her goals? This could look like going to the gym consistently, or reading books every single day, or cooking or baking. If you need to like look up inspiration, go look it up. What's her beliefs? What's her ultimate goal? Now, I know we already created a list of goals, but we're gonna be refining that as we go on. So once you make this list, which I kind of made like a rough draft of the list, and I'm not gonna lie, I think I want to add some more goals into my my goal list. Also, I think something else you can put in is like their social life. What does your highest self social life look like? Is it with like a big friend group? Is it maybe with 1 or 2 close friends? Like, what does it look like? Does it look like going out every other week? Also, when we're on Pinterest, you're gonna see a lot of inspiration. So if you feel like you want to change your goals, then you can, because it's not set in stone. But let's officially go on Pinterest. Let's go and bring life to the vision that we see in our heads. It's time for phase 2. Phase 2 is Pinterest board time. So I just got my iPad and I actually created like 5 different new boards that are personally for me, so you guys do your own thing. Okay, number 1 is clothing, because summer is coming up and I'm going on vacation and there's gonna be a lot of summer vlogs, so guys, watch that out. Since I'm going on vacation, I'm gonna be buying a lot of new clothes. And with that, I'm like, you know what, this would be a perfect time right now to dedicate like a whole board of exactly what style I want and what style I feel like my highest version of myself would wear. So I'm gonna do that to give me some kind of inspo, especially before shopping. My second board is aesthetic. So like, what type of aesthetic do I want to carry? What type of aura do I want to carry in my life? And then I have, I guess, like the vision board, which is literally all my goals combined of like what I want to see myself in 6 months from now. And then I also have nails. Just because, you know, I want to have like some good inspo for my nails, you know, whenever I get my nails done, because I feel like whenever I have my nails done, I feel so bougie and I just feel like that girl. So yeah. And I have a board for posing for pictures, because I feel like I never know how to pose on Instagram or like when I'm posing for pictures. So I need this, especially for this summer, because your girl is gonna be traveling for like 2 months straight. So yeah. I also think I'm gonna create like a board for fitness. Maybe it's like my dream body or like workouts, or maybe it's like a combination of food and body. I don't really know. We'll see. We'll see. Comes my favorite part, you guys. Okay, so grab your phone, your computer, your tablet. I don't know what it is, but grab it and get your favorite drink, and we're gonna be scrolling for like a hot second, okay? You're gonna be scrolling. I also have my phone over here, so I'm gonna be playing some music as well. And then we'll come back and we'll share what we have and like what we possibly have found. You guys, I literally love scrolling on Pinterest so much. And like I said, if you guys have like new inspiration, don't be afraid to go change your goals and the highest self page that we were talking about and working on. Also, for all my book girlies, you guys can go and make a board of all the books that you guys want to read in the future. I mean, you can honestly do so much with Pinterest. Okay, so now that we've done the goals and the boards, and now we know who our highest self is and what she wants. But we can't just hope to become her. We need structures and systems. Otherwise, we're gonna fall back into the chaos that we were stuck in the beginning. And this is where routines come in. And listen, it doesn't have to be perfect, but it does have to be intentional. And as long as you're consistent, even if you do like little stuff here and there, as long as you're consistent, it will help build your dream life and the dream you that you've been wanting to become. So what I'm personally now going to do, I'm gonna be creating a morning and night routine. And I strongly recommend you guys do the same thing. And depending when you get off school or work, you guys can build like a schedule around that in order to achieve your goals or whatever you guys want to do. And also, you guys, when I'm talking about routines, I'm not talking about like those routines where it's like wake up at 4 a.m. I'm talking about routines that are realistic and that make you feel grounded and just are super intentional to help set up your day. Like, let's start with mornings. Your mornings literally set up the vibe for the rest of the day. So a lot of you are probably picking up your phone first thing in the morning, and you guys, this is so bad for you to do. Because if you do that, your brain gets conditioned to keep seeking dopamine hits throughout the day. Also, studies have shown that when you first go on your phone, if that's the first thing that you do, your brain enters reaction mode instead of intentional mode, which causes you to start responding to other people's lives instead of trying to build your own life. Especially when you go on TikTok or Instagram the first thing, your brain is going to be distracted for the rest of the day because it's going to keep seeking those quick dopamine hits. So this is why you might feel distracted or tired or like you can't do anything. Well, maybe it's because of that phone. I'm sorry to break it to you guys, but maybe it is because of that phone. And neurologists say that the first 30 to 60 minutes of waking up are very sensitive. So like whatever you consume during that time frame, it's gonna really impact you. So this is why having a morning routine is so important, and having a night routine too. So just some ideas of what your morning routine could look like. Maybe you wake up first thing. Maybe you open the blinds, take a drink of water, do your skincare, or maybe go on a run or do like your small workout. Maybe you can journal. I mean, there's literally so many things that you can do. Now let's talk about your night routine. Night routines are how you reset and you recharge, and it's also how you protect your peace for the next day. And I don't think people realize that having a night routine can help you from feeling burnt out. So you might be asking, what should I be doing in my night routine? Well, you can take 5 minutes of your day to quickly tidy up your room. Maybe light a candle and read a book. Do your skincare, maybe write things that you're grateful for that happened that day. Obviously, your night routine is gonna look different from other people because everybody has different goals or things that work for them personally. Okay, you guys, before I actually start doing my own routines, I'm gonna do a little bit of research. I think inspiration is a really good thing. So if you're doing your routines, look online, like what works for people, what do they do personally? So let's get to it. Guys, so I think I finally completed my routines and I cannot wait to put them to the test. And you want to treat this as an experiment, okay? So when you try these new routines, if something's not working, remove it, okay? And if you need to replace it with something else, do that. Genuinely just try to be as consistent as possible. Since we did our routines, the last part is to deep clean your room. Because you finally have this image of who you want to become, right? But you need to clear any old energy out. I want you to go and clean your room, do a very much deep needed clean, open the windows, and I want you to kind of visualize as you're cleaning that negative or like any energy that doesn't serve you leaves the room. Because guys, if there's physical clutter around you, then there's mental clutter in your mind. And it actually sends a signal to your brain that you're too busy, and it makes you overwhelmed and you're like, I can't focus on anything else because I have this clutter all around me. And when you deep clean your room, especially if you have the intention to like become and like embody this new version of yourself, basically telling your subconscious mind, like, we're making room for something new. We're making room for this new version of ourselves. And be very intentional, like light a candle, put on your favorite music, okay? Like make this a ceremony. You're giving a ceremony to your old self because you're no longer gonna be that person. That is the end, you guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really want to make a video actually of like 24/7 living as like my dream, like higher version self. And basically that entire day, I'm just super productive and going after my goals and being my highest version. But I think that'd be a cool video. Let me know if you guys would want to watch that. Guys, if you haven't already, please like the video and subscribe because this summer, so much content, bro. I literally cannot wait for this summer, you guys. It's gonna be actually crazy. I wanna thank you also for coming here with me and resetting our lives together. I love you guys.